We need to stop this drama between African Americans and Somalis in the States.
Word on the street is that, like, not only are they, on top of the situation when it comes to Somalians and trying to get them out of here, they on Ethiopia's head too.
Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel and Merry Christmas in advance. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, give commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. So lovelies, I came across these stitches on my For You and I thought to share where Somalians are actually calling upon Black Americans, telling them that okay, it's time to cease fire. It's time to actually come together and reason like two, adults. And in the other hand, Ethiopia has a thing going on. The TPS has ended, and these guys are not having it. They are coming for one after the other. Lovely. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts and let's dive into it.
I'm asking for a ceasefire. I'm asking for a ceasefire between the Somalis and the African Americans. Please. We got something bigger going on right now. This is a divide and conquer situation happening in Minnesota. Y'all know we ride together when situations arise out here. When that George Floyd stuff happened, baby, we was out there. Ain't nobody was asking what type of black you was. We all felt that. So I just don't want this ignorant conversation to overshadow what's really happening. Don't give them the upper hand. Why are we acting slow? I'm asking for a ceasefire. If you like me, please put down the shots. We ain't got time. Just put a pin in the conversation. How about that? Let's just put a pin in the conversation. And after we're done with this, then we could get back to doing that. Y'all could get back to doing that. I don't even know what type of conversation. I'm gonna go finish my electrolytes because it's.
This is so ironic to see Somali people. This is like the second video I saw, first of all, of them referencing George Floyd. We were all together during George Floyd. First of all, everybody and their mother was outside. It was a national thing. Like, it was very clouded. It was very trendy. It was very trendy to be marching and saying Black Lives Matter. There were stores that would have Black Lives Matter signs in the window. A lot of people were standing in solidarity with Black Americans. And at the end of the day, if y'all claim y'all Black, then aren't you marching for yourself? Isn't Black Lives Matter for all of y'all? You see how they separate? It's like they don't even realize that they're doing it. You're separating yourself from us by saying, we was there for you during George Floyd and Black Lives Matter. Aren't you Black too? So wouldn't that also be your plight and your fight too? Wouldn't that also be you standing up for yourself and your community as well? It's because you always other yourself. It's a subconscious thing because you do not see yourself as us. And that's okay. We finally said, okay, we're not the same. I could pull up 50 videos of Somalis saying, we're not Black, we're Somalian, we're Arab. Y'all don't even say y'all African. Y'all don't even say y'all African. Now all of a sudden, don't let the white man divide and conquer. Baby, y'all have already been divided. If you were not divided, then we probably, with the way the numbers, y'all keep talking about numbers and strength in numbers. If other deeply melanated groups of people that came here did what we actually thought, what our ancestors actually thought was going to happen, if they unified with us, we would literally be running this country. Because there is strength in numbers. But you all have gone against us. You've undermined us. You've constantly talked down on us, belittled us, denigrated us, told us we wasn't shit, called us lazy, said that you were better, and separated yourself. You created your own enclaves. Down here in Minnesota, I saw a video of a Black American man trying to go into the mall that you all have, and the Somalis ran him out of there, basically segregated him. It's not even safe for us to walk around freely in you all's neighborhoods. But y'all don't like to talk about that. Y'all don't like to talk about y'all anti-Black Americanness. Y'all don't even claim to be African. But now that it's convenient and y'all just don't want, a dog pile to happen because you all are having a light shown on you. And I'm very grateful for, not for people that don't deserve it, but generally speaking, a lot of the Black on Black crime, a lot of the statistics, a lot of this narrative that we are all just so inherently crime riddled, welfare queens, baby mamas, just running amok, scamming, frauding. No, I love now that we are actually saying, no, that's the Nigerians. It's the Somalis. Like, because everybody was falling under the Black umbrella when it came to doing something bad. When it came to commit a crime, fraud, scam, it was just all of us. So it made it look like we all were, Black Americans were just terrible. When you all actually added to our crime rates and statistics, you all actually helped to push the negative racial tropes and the negative propaganda and the stereotypes. You all absolutely had a hand in it. You've been in this country since media started to really boom. So it was not always just a Black American person out here doing debauchery, pushing the narcotics, and the Jamaicans had a heavy hand in being a pusher man. But it wasn't nobody noticing the difference. And now, since you all have been continuously saying it, everybody's waking up. It's like a mass awakening. So now we see things for what they actually are. Baby, you're a Somali. We ain't all the same. Y'all been maintained that. We are not all the same. And I've seen videos of you all getting up here also saying, we're jealous of you because y'all have nice cars and y'all live in nice houses. I mean, I haven't really been covering this too much because I'm just like, it is what it is. But this is like the second or third video I saw of y'all trying to claim George Floyd as y'all standing in solidarity. Basically, literally, you're standing in our face saying we're not the same because I was there for you during George Floyd, during Black Lives Matter. Spread love, Mr. Brooklyn Way. What y'all think?
Word on the street is that, like, not only are they, you know, on top of the situation when it comes to Somalians and trying to get them out of here, they on Ethiopia's head too, and they trying to move them up out of here. I used to be one of those people that genuinely wanted to see Black Americans have a solidarity with our African diaspora brothers and sisters. I've always wanted that for us. See Black and brown people working side by side. Because a lot of people don't know is that at one point in this country, even after the Emancipation Proclamation, he was talking about sending those newly freed slaves away. He wanted to send them out of the country. And many eventually ended up being sent to places like Liberia, the West Indies. Oh yeah, a lot of you all who are from those countries, they're distant family members because many of the people who were here at first, because I need you to know, like, they really built that shit up over there in Liberia. And of course, somehow, some way, same thing that happened to every other Black Wall Street across this country kind of happened to Liberia, systematically. So it's like, I always thought that we would all see that we all kind of have a common enemy. It's not even necessarily white people, because they're mixed up just like us. Because, I mean, truth be told, if you really want to know the truth from what I've seen, as far as the movies that I watch, the documentaries that I watch, this is not all of y'all. The European leadership out there, it's really kind of fucked up. It is. They even look different. Like they I don't know. They look different. They got a different look to them. I don't know if it's the cold weather or what. Like, if you look at their, like, they have a different phenotype as American whites. And this is the truth. Fact of the matter is that we all have a common enemy, but we are focusing too much on the race of that common enemy, not on their status. Even when it comes to this whole deportation situation, a lot of us felt like y'all was in the way. I said this in my last video. A lot of y'all came over here with that mindset that, you know what, we don't want to fuck with Black Americans because we were told that they were untrustworthy, that they were thieves, that they were rapists, that they were baby mamas and baby daddies, and they were stupid. Y'all built y'all perception off of what you were told instead of really honestly getting to know us genuinely. And this ain't everybody. The ones who know. Y'all built y'all perception off of what you were told because intuitively you were jealous of us. Intuitively you wish that you could have worked it like we worked it, despite what our ancestors went through and how hard they had it. Y'all ran, y'all stood, and y'all accepted. Back in the day, Black folks weren't accepting shit. You know how many slave revolts happened in this country? Y'all should have came over here and y'all should have played nice. Y'all didn't piss off the good white folk that we know about. Y'all pissed off the power structure white folks. They hit different. That's why y'all about to leave. So you should have got along with us. Now you're on your way out. Safe travels.
We need to stop this drama between African Americans and Somalis in the States, because I can see both of the arguments. Some Somalis might argue that this drama is being initiated by African Americans, that African Americans interjected themselves into this madness, which is Somali American citizens being attacked by their president simply because of their ethnicity. And many Somalis argued that it is because of their skin color. And this ticked off a lot of African Americans because they said, oh, but didn't you say that you're not Black? Well, if you're not black, then you can ask for help because someone is attacking you because of your skin color and stuff like that. But one huge difference that we need to understand is that when Somalis say they are not black, they mean culturally, ethnically, they are not black. Or in other words, they don't identify with their skin color, but the rest of the world identifies them by their skin color. So a Somali can enter a store, and before he entered that store, he was a Somali, but the moment he entered that store clerk followed him around because he saw a teenage black boy. And that is what they mean when they are being targeted because they are black, because of their skin color. However, I also understand the other argument. Many African Americans have a negative view of the Somali community because they feel like they spew derogative terms against certain Africans, against other African people in the diaspora, calling them names like Jarer, where some Somalis will claim that it is not negative, but 9 times out of 10, that name or that slur is being used in a negative term, whether you want to admit that or not. And that is something we definitely need to stop. So what can we do with this knowledge to move forward? Well, African Americans can try to see how other Africans view color and view race from their lenses, and understand that when they mean that they are being treated worse because they are black, it doesn't mean that they identify with the black culture that was made in African Americans in America. They mean that the color of their skin is the reason why they are being treated badly. Whether they identify with being black or not won't change their skin color. That label was made by racial hierarchy. And one thing Somalis can do is to look at the backlash and the strong reactions they are getting from their fellow Africans, including African Americans, and notice that it is rooted in feeling like they are being insulted or feeling like they are being looked at in a different way by Somali communities. And we have to be honest and really dive deep into say, okay, yes, this is true. There are certain things that are being used in a negative way towards African Americans. And we have to definitely look into that, African Americans and Africans at all. We can't just look into it, we have to really stop it. So these are the things that we can do to move forward.
Somalis are going for a Jared wake-up call.
You niggas wanted to call us Jareer, and now y'all having a motherfucking Jareer wake-up call.
So what is this term Jared wake-up call? Well, according to this young black American man named Jerry, well, he explained to me that the term Jared wake-up call is the realization that a lot of these non-black American migrants have when they internalize and fully understand that they will be treated the same as a black American. And the reason that this term is so prominently used by people like Jerry is because he himself has said that he's warned so many migrants.
Yeah, I've been trying to warn you niggas, bro.
How it is in America for a black American and how black Americans get treated in America. And he was just trying to look out for a lot of these migrants that have coming in. And instead of, being appreciative and respectful to Jerry and black Americans in general, a lot of migrants just judge them and, call them lazy and say that they're unable to reach high levels of success. And now with everything going on in America, people like Jerry and the rest of the black community are having this I told you so moment. You should have listened to me. But instead, you're having the Jared wake-up call. And like I said before, this isn't an isolated perspective. A lot of black Americans have come onto my live, Babushko Live, and they've expressed the same sentiment. They've said that they felt unappreciative and disrespected by migrants as a whole. A lot of them even saying that Babushko is the only migrant that they really respect because their platform is better than the whole BET network. But that's a whole nother discussion. The US has now officially ended temporary protective status for Ethiopian nationals. This means that thousands of Ethiopians living safely in the US now face legal uncertainty and have just 60 days to leave. And this doesn't seem to be an isolated move, as TPS for both South Sudan and Somalia was also recently terminated. After these cuts, Sudan is now the only African country still fully protected under TPS. However, some critics have argued that this sharp rollback of humanitarian protection leaves vulnerable communities at risk. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below.
I have a question for you. If there was a black community that had stolen over $1 billion from our federal government or our state government, what would happen to them? If people in Oak Cliff, Texas, which is made up mostly of minorities, black people and Hispanic people, what would happen to them? Do you think that anyone in our government would let them go for decades, stealing from Medicaid and Medicare to the level that we've seen Somalis do it in Minnesota. So for all of the people that are saying this is a racial situation, let me tell you what racism would have done to this. It is no way that they would have let communities steal millions of dollars and billions of dollars in programs that were meant for autistic children, or programs that were meant to feed people when they said they were feeding 3,000 people a day and they only saw 24. They would not have allowed this to happen if these people were regular Americans. If these were regular African Americans or regular Hispanic Americans, this would not have happened in our United States. But our Democrat Party wants you to believe that this is a racial situation because, that's what they do. Everything is based on race. But let me just say this, from this one black woman, I have seen people in Dallas and all over Texas go to jail for $35,000 in theft. But the thing that gets me the most about all of this fraud and corruption that's going on in Minnesota is the attitudes of the people involved. The people that live in all of these communities, these Somalis, are now threatening Americans. They're not even telling us that they're going to take over the United States.
As soon as we find out who you are, trust you will be dealt with. Period.
You know what? Russia hasn't done that yet. China hasn't done that yet. You were brought here as refugees from a small country that had almost no money. But you want all Americans to be afraid of a community that has taken and stolen from U.S. taxpayers.
The Somali community has been engaged in massive, endemic, systematic fraud against the American taxpayer for years. We're going to discover ultimately, and we are in the throes right now of a full-throated, all-hands-on-deck federal investigation, is that the scope, scale, size, and sheer magnitude of the fraud eclipses anybody's worst nightmare. Look, according to official government records, 90% of Somali households with children are on federal welfare. The real number is probably 100% because federal records always undercount. So you're talking about a population that has been imported into Minnesota in which virtually every single member of that population is receiving welfare from the federal government. This could very well end up, Laura, being the greatest financial fraud scandal in American history.
And so all of you people that have made comments about it's just racist, really, let me just tell you something. I don't care what race you are. If all of my cousins are stealing from me, I'm going to be mad at my cousins and I'm going to call the police
I
on them.
seriously love this. The truth is that nobody actually like whatsoever that is going on. Nobody likes what is going on. But I think the reaction, that the Somalian people are getting is based off of their character or the way at which they react or the way at which they put up things. Like, first of all, whatsoever thing that is going on within this, Somalian community, I think that they highly contributed to it. If some Black Americans or Black people are like, okay, we're just minding our business and all that, you wouldn't blame them. You wouldn't blame them for saying that. You wouldn't blame them for focusing more on themselves because they actually gave you time. They gave you all of the opportunity to do the right thing. They gave you all of the opportunity to actually make you understand that no matter what you do, no matter how brainwashed you are, no matter how this white supremacy have to, brainwash you, make it look like you are the perfect Black person or you are the perfect brown or African person, these guys will even treat you worse off. They will treat you worse off. At the end of the day, you are just an object to use, Before all of this election thing and what have you, I could vividly remember when Black people were calling upon everyone, trying to make everyone understand that if you vote like this, you are going to do it for your own interests. You are going to do it for the interest of the other minorities. The problem is that Black people are actually doing things or voting on what have you for the interest of every minority group, every brown or Black minority groups. But it's as if in this said minority group, there are some group of people who are doing things just because of their own selfish interest without having anyone at heart. Like, sorry to say, Black people are actually the vast majority of people that is united, if you must ask. You know, they fight for everyone, like they fight for everyone's betterment. If you come for a black person, they are all there to defend you. You know, sometimes, right? Sometimes I receive commentaries that I don't even reply. The way I'm so shocked, like when I receive some type of commentary on my on some of my videos, the thing is that I don't even get to reply because there is always somebody who is there to like, what is it? If you don't like it, just leave her alone. Like, oh my, like this is how black people are. And sometimes I keep asking myself, what is it that why is it that people have problem with these people? Like they make you feel safe, like, but the thing is that so many people become so comfortable with that. So many people like don't take like so many people take it for granted, you know. So many people like, okay, they are all here to do everything for me. Let me just relax. And because of that, you actually don't want to do the things right, you know. You because you want them to always clean your ASX. You wanted to always help you to sort things out. I've seen couple of stitches about surveillance people, like how they've been brainwashed, trying to make you feel that you are the better person. Oh, you are a better brown person. Unlike these other people that claims or that is filled with victimization. I've seen so many stitches. I've seen some who even claim that they are not black, they are Somalian, they are Arab, they're this. Okay. And now that you have your own issue, then sort it. Sort it out. And I am also tired of this, oh, George Floyd, this George Floyd case that some minority or maybe another group of people that always talk about is as if, okay, once it's George Floyd, okay, it has to do with black Americans or black people. But once it's you, that is you. I actually thought that everybody like minority group is fighting for a fellow minority group. And this George Floyd incident was like people protested all over the world. If people protested all over the world, even some like it was like people protested. It's not only in the state. I could vividly remember that period. It was all over the social platform. It was all over the mainstream medias. It was all over the continent. It was all over everywhere. The west, the south, the east, the north. Everybody was protesting. Every black or brown people was all out because if one person is being hurt down, it's actually going to affect everybody. The same way at which black people are being treated in America, they are being also discriminated all over the place apart from the continent because the continent is actually filled with black people, apart from any country that is all black country. But you see Europe, you see Canada, you see, they all have different experience, discrimination. You can name it but a few. That is why unity, yeah, it's so good. But when this unity is just coming from one side and it's not reciprocating, that's why it's as if black people are just okay. These guys don't want to reciprocate. No problem. We're just gonna mind our business. Like sometimes I even feel for black people. I feel for them because the pressure is too much. Anyway, love, listener, just leave me your own thought in the comment section. Or for you think of this video, please subscribe to this channel. If I here to do that, like, and I will see you, love, when I upload the next one. I will see you, love, when I upload the next one.